Hello, everyone who's going to watch this in the recording. We have a live webinar on cold email copywriting and LinkedIn messaging copywriting. And we've got here Inga, and hopefully some other people will join in soon. And my name is Andre, and I do sales consulting. And last 3 years, I've been working with biotech startups, helping them to write cold email campaigns. So I worked with over 20 clients, and with each client, went through the process of contacting several target audiences, usually 4 or more. And I had this chance of looking at different cold email campaigns, over 80 of them, probably close to 100, seeing how they perform. And so what I'm going to show you today is just like this little patterns that I see, kind of rules that I see to create successful cold emails for the following clients when I start working with them. So I'll spend about 5 minutes, 10 minutes talking about those rules, and then I have a live copywriting session where me and Inga or someone else who's going to join, we're just going to write a real cold email based for a product that I have here ready. So first rule, or first kind of trend, is that who we contact is more important than what we say. And what I notice is that sometimes a client says, hey, we want to contact this group of people. They are perfect fit for our product. And then we hear crickets. No one replies. We send 20, 30, 50 cold emails and we hear crickets. And for me, that's an indication that there is no product market fit. People we're contacting don't have the problem that we're trying to solve. And the kind of implication for that if you are in a situation where you're sending lots of cold emails and hearing nothing or hearing few no's, then it's not the problem of cold email copy, but it's the problem of who we contact. And it's better to try a different target audience than kill yourself trying to optimize your cold email copy. The other side of that if we are contacting the right people, even if our copywriting is poor, even if we write gibberish, like something that's hard to understand, people still reply. So, and a third implication of the same rule is that when we have some replies, if we have a target list, if we have a bit of product market fit, we have some replies. If we improve our cold email copy, we can easily go from 10% to 40% reply rate by writing in a more clear, concise way by following some of the rules. So that's the first trend that I've seen with cold email copywriting. The second one is about clarity of the message. And Inga, I actually don't know your LinkedIn profile. Are you in marketing or are you in sales or business development? What's your thing?
Yeah, I'm in business development, and I'm quite new in this field. I'm a former scientist, and now I completely switched to business development, and I face this problem of writing cold emails without getting
Oh,
any reply. So that's why I'm here.
cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, because look, when we are selling or when we are doing business development, our objective most of the time is to book a meeting. And because our objective is to book the meeting, our cold email needs to be optimized for that objective. It has to clearly say what we want. We want to book a meeting. And if you look at this example that I have here, it's very clear what this person wants from me. So the guy's name is Sean Fontaine. He's from Insightly. He's sending me cold email. And if you look at the subject, schedule a demo. He wants to meet. And then there is this highlight here, book a time to chat here. So very clear what he wants. He wants to meet. And here he explains why. Pretty much he says that if I meet with him, he'll show me better how to use his platform. Maybe a premium version is going to be better for me than a free version of this CRM platform. But he's very clear about what he wants and he doesn't hide it anywhere. It's like book a meeting. Now, what happens with many of us, I've seen many of my clients, they are used to receiving marketing emails. So many of us, we receive marketing emails, and what I've seen my clients trying to do, they think that this is what cold email is. And they're trying to write their cold email copy based on this type of example. So what you see here, this is a marketing email. And the goal of marketing email is different. It's not to book a meeting. The goal of marketing email is to promote brand awareness, to make sure people know you exist, that you have interesting products, have an event coming up. You see the kind of the features of this marketing email. It's written to a big group of people. It's not written to me personally. It has lots of images and so on. So this is a typical marketing email. But now what's going to happen? And it talks about us, about our company, our brand, and so on. So this is a typical marketing. But what happens if we take this sales email that is 100% focused on trying to book a meeting and start adding this marketing components to it? We start talking about our company, about our founders. Like I have clients who want to talk about discounts, who want to attach brochures. What you're going to have is this email on the right, which I call a confused email. I received this email last Friday, opened it, and was like, uh, what is this about? Question for Andre, not clear. Hey, Andre, how's it going? What is this about? We just checked your website and it says it's you look awesome. I'm like, so I closed it. I opened it second time, like 15 minutes later. I opened it for the third time when I put it in this presentation. It's really hard what it's about because they take this clear message, can't wait from here from you, clear message, let's meet, and they dilute it with so much uh, irrelevant information that for the reader, it's really hard to understand. So what I'm trying to say here is when we are trying to book a meeting, let's just be as concise and clear as possible about what we want. We want to book a meeting. We don't need to talk about our company, attach videos and everything else. So that's the second part. And the third part is the third kind of trend I see is I see my clients before we start working together, they try to write cold email copies just based on their own experience instead of using existing templates. So they're trying to reinvent the wheel. And here, what I've done, I just Googled cold email template. This is the first website that came, Mailshake. And on the right, you see lots of different cold emails that you can grab, you can use, you can adjust to your own situation. And when you follow the template, it's just much easier to do copywriting. When you following pre-existing template, you just adjust their story to your story. But you're also not going to make those beginner rookie mistakes by following someone's template. So you're just going to build on what's already done by someone else. So that's the third kind of element here. So Inga, any questions up until now? I want to go to copywriting session, but any questions about this first three kind of patterns?
No, everything clear so far.
Cool. So right now, what I want to do, I want to do an exercise. I want to write a cold email copy with you for this product, and this is Corning Cool Cell. When I'm writing cold email copy, I want to think who I'm contacting. So here on the left, I have LinkedIn Sales Navigator open. And here I have names of cell line development scientists. So people doing cell biology. And so they clearly using mammalian cell lines. They're working at biotech companies. So if we take Lucas, for example, he works at AGC Biologics. Never heard of him. Lucas, if you ever watch it, hello. And on the right, we have a product that's probably going to fit him. So let's just have a quick look at what this product is. So this is Corning Cool Cell. What it does, it allows control rate freezing on mammalian cells. And here are the features: easy to use, alcohol and fluid-free freezing, lower cost than alcohol-based devices, high recovery, many cell types, consistent way to standardize control rate freezing. And one more element of this Cool Cell is that Cool Cell replaces Mr. Frosty, and Mr. Frosty here is the Thermo Fisher product. So it's a freezing container. It's the same thing, but it has, instead of that foam that Cool Cell has, it has isopropanol in there. And this isopropanol is also allowing for this typical 1 cent per minute freeze. So that's the product. That's the target audience. And now is the framework. So this is actually from Mailshake. So this is from this website, template from this website. And here I just highlighted blocks, specific blocks that we can use. So first block is let's meet. So this block in red. So we want to make sure that we clearly say, hey, Lucas, we want to meet. Second block is this green block here in the middle, what you're going to get by meeting with us. So you're going to learn about this really cool way of freezing your cells, for example, without using isopropanol. And the third block is why you. Maybe because you're a cell line development scientist, as said in your position, we assume that you're working on cell line development. Now, this here on the left, I pulled out different block ones. So these are different ways that me and my clients started cold email. So this is block one, but this one in blue. But I just pulled out this sentence that we can continue and write it for Lucas based on different situations that I already wrote with my clients. So for example, here, I noticed that your company, AGC Biologics, is working on new cell line development. Or, hey, Lucas, I noticed that you work with mammalian cell lines. Hey, Lucas, do you freeze your cells on a regular basis? So that's another one. So kind of a question. Hey, Lucas, do you use Mr. Frosty to freeze your cells? That's another question. Or do you use isopropanol containers to freeze your cells? Uh, so here is example where we refer to a paper. So if we notice that Lucas presented at the conference or published a paper, hey, Lucas, I was looking at your recent paper in Nature or in Cell or in Journal of Biochemistry. How did you freeze your cells, for example? So these are examples. And Inga, I have a chat open. If you are near keyboard or near your phone, would you be willing to pick up one of these frameworks and write why you block for cornering cool cell addressing Lucas?
Okay, wait a second. I need to find this chat option. But I mean, I can tell you this or just
Okay.
simply.
I'll write it. I'll
Um,
write down your version.
Wait a second. I need to think about. Um, I think I would take the first option.
How would you modify it for this situation?
Um, I mean, I think I would directly like I noticed that you are working in the cell line development
Yep.
as a scientist. Um, and you are probably also in touch with cell lines or cells. Cell line development, yeah. And one of the main tools working with cells, or one of the tools, are also like Mr. Frosty's, or like kind of freezing
Okay,
opportunities.
so that's gonna be block number two, but let's just
Okay.
stick to this block on number one. So I noticed that
Mm,
you're working as a scientist on the cell line development, right? Now Lucas knows already that we are not selling Bitcoin, that we're not contacting bioinformaticians, that we're not selling airplanes or airplane engines or whatever, or luxury watches or Ferraris. He knows that we contacting cell line development scientists, and he knows that this is relevant for his situation. It's more likely for him to open this email if he sees this sentence, because he knows that
mm.
we contacting cell line development scientists. So that's sentence number one, which is good version. Now, sentence number two is what you already started talking about, what Lucas gonna get out of this. So I can say, hey, at Corning, we developed a new device for freezing cells, for example, and our device allows control rate freezing without using isopropanol, propanol. Or at this company, we make nice colored, easy, fun to play with self-freezing containers. We can say that. Or I run a company that specializes in working with cell lines and so on. So your version, Inga.
So I think we should not talk about the different colors. I think we should talk about something why he should buy rather the Corning one than the Mr. Frosty. So
Okay.
without, I mean, not using isopropanol is probably something that is a good advantage. But
Okay.
on the other hand, this is a very minor point, I would say, why one should skip Mr. Frosty and instead use Corning. So maybe it's a more efficient freezing system. Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult
We're not trying
to
to get perfect right now. We're just practicing
yeah.
using the different templates, right? So let's say at Corning,
So we don't
and
use
this is
isopropanol. So this is something, I mean, this
at
is
Corning
one of the
Life
differences.
Science at Corning, we what do we created a new device that doesn't use isopropanol for cell line freezing, right?
For example, yeah.
That does not use isopropanol for cell line freezing. Yeah. So that could be one. By the way, I have clients who like cheeky as hell. They would jump on the opportunity by saying, "Hey, develop the new device, and it doesn't stink, and it's nice green color." So
Mhm.
that is also possible, which is not your style. Sounds like it. You want to be more serious,
Yeah,
which is your way of doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's also an option.
Mhm.
So, but let's say we just grab this template and uh, created our version based on this template. And the third thing that we want to do here is just to say, Lucas, let's meet and I'll show you more. So I would love to show you more on a video call if you're interested. I wanted to see if we can help you to improve your cell line freezing protocol or improve your cell line recovery and so on. I want to see if we can help you with the supply uh, of new cell line freezing devices. Happy to tell you more on a call or show you a sample. I would love to show you how you can easily freeze cells using our device. So what would be your version?
I am happy to tell you more on the call or send you a sample to try. I think in this case, this would be more interesting.
Cool. I'll send you a sample to try. Yeah, cool.
Mm,
Yeah, this device is kind of smallish, so this is kind of
yeah,
something that uh,
yep.
yeah, that we can do. Yeah, cool. So now we have a copy. We went through the first round, and writing is rewriting. So we're just gonna combine these components together and maybe polish them a little bit if we want. So component one, component two, and component three. Ooh. So let me just align this. Yeah. Hi, Lucas. I noticed that you're working as a scientist of cell line development. At Corning, you develop a new device that doesn't include isopropanol for cell line freezing. Happy to tell you more on a call and send you a sample to try. So here I would look at this and say, hey, there is a kind of linker missing. So I would say, I imagine you probably have to freeze your cells on a regular basis. And then it all looks uh, as there is a flow of conversation here. I noticed that you're working as a scientist on cell line development. I imagine. And that's it. Look, this is not perfect. I would probably still wake up the next day and rewrite it and make it flow smoother. But this is a cold email copy that will get you to booking meetings. Any
Mm.
questions here, Inga?
No.
Good, good, good. Now, before I show you next slide, my question to you is, when you create a list and you contact people, do you send one email and stop, or do you send several emails one after another?
It depends, but sometimes I send several emails a day, but they are not all the same. So they are like adjusted to to each like potential client, you know? So it's not the
Okay.
generic text. But I'm really like thinking how to address this and that client even more in detail.
So you go super customized. You really invest in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
conversations. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yes,
Got you. Got you.
yes.
Yeah, cool. Look, let me show you another interesting observation that I've had when I was sending these cold emails. So imagine I have a list of 20 people like Lucas. And if we think of going back to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, this list is obviously, I think there's about 300 scientists that have cell line development in their position title. So I have a list of 20. And if I send them uh, this email like this that we just composed, to email one, I would say I would get like say 2 or 3 replies. But let's say but the funny thing that for each reply I get to email one, if I send email two, I get double number of replies. And then if I send email three, I'll get the same number of replies as to email one. So what happens is list of 20, I send 20 emails, I get one reply, and then I reply to my own emails 2 business days later, and I get 2 more replies. And then 2 days later, I reply to remaining 17 people with email three, and I get 1 more reply. And this way, all I've done is reply to my own emails, but I quadrupled the number of replies from the same list. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
And I see it across many different cold email campaigns. This is a trend that's always there. Sometimes I send emails 4 and 5, but usually replies are really small because I have short lists probably. But that's and here is an example. So this is the same Sean Fontaine that I showed his email at the very beginning. And if you notice here, he has 7 cold emails sent one after another. So and they are at 2 business day intervals. So 6th of July, 8th of July, 13th of July, and so on. So I notice he doesn't send on Fridays and Mondays, but he has 7 cold emails, short, straight to the point, with 2 business day intervals. And it's super. And the question here, like he went a little bit creative. He has different angles at using his CRM that he's pitching here, but a super easy way to test this and to send email number 2 is just to say, Lucas, any thoughts? Just replying to your own email with this sentence. And I use it a lot. My clients use it a lot. And I get double reply rates by using just this super simple any thoughts email. We also use this framework to emails 2 and 3 saying, hey, I understand you're busy. Could you please forward my email to your colleague that's working on this, say, cell line development or freezing cells? So here we are reminding the people about ourselves by sending a second email, but we operating on the assumption maybe there is their colleague that would be interested in this. Another way of saying this, I wanted to follow up email on the email from 2 days ago. Let me know if you want to be interested. And this is one I use in my own business development. So I actually create a Loom video. Like if Inga, as you mentioned that you like being super customized. So if I have very targeted list, I'll just create a personal video link for this person and send them. So this is how we can just take one email, make a sequence out of it, and just get extra replies. Questions to follow-up emails?
no.
Good. What do I have here? And this is about LinkedIn. And here, the mistake that I see is what you see here on the right. People treating LinkedIn as the same way they treat cold email. So they write really long, elaborate text. But what happens in social media when you think of how you message your friends on Instagram, how you message people on WhatsApp, Telegram, Viber, Facebook, and so on? We don't communicate on social media in these big, massive blocks of text. We communicate in super short messages. So if I wanted to invite a friend for a movie, I'm not going to say, hey, there is a movie on Friday, 5 p.m. I'm buying the tickets. Tom Cruise is playing. Let's meet near the movie entrance. I'm not saying any of that on social media. I would say, hey, there is a movie. Do you want to come? We going out, friends. When? Oh, on Friday. Who's playing? Tom Cruise. Oh, is that movie? Yeah, sure. And there's this short back and forth messaging that that's more appropriate for social media, and that's more appropriate for LinkedIn as a platform that people more eager embrace because it's back and forth. And the advantage of that, it looks more congruent, but we can also learn more. Instead of just saying interested, not interested, we can learn more about the person and their situation. So that's the rule. And I play this game with my clients. We take a cold email copy, like the one we created here, and we just break it into a LinkedIn messaging script. So if we were to say to take this and message Lucas on LinkedIn, uh, what would we say in, say, first sentence? Inga.
um, I don't know, like, hi Lucas.
Okay.
So either like, how are you doing, or I hope you're doing well. I notice you're a scientist at blah blah blah.
At whatever company, Cam, let's say, I
Mm-hmm.
forgot his company. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. And then Lucas would say, uh, and then Lucas say, so let's say this is us. Lucas say, yes, I'm still there. And then us, how would you continue this back and forth chat?
Um, uh, um,
Now we can say,
um,
hey, do you work with mammalian cell culture? Do you have to freeze yourself? Do you use Mr. Frosty? Do you hate isopropanol? Like any of that.
yeah, so probably like so like I guess you're also familiar with Mr. Frosty to freeze cells. And then at the same time, we could like mention few
Like we were breaking
disadvantages.
this, Lucas. Sometimes I do,
Yeah.
and then us.
And
Well, what did you want to say?
d-
Because you
like,
trying to do you trying to write this on the right. I got a feeling you want to express everything, but we are on LinkedIn.
no,
We're not
actually,
allowed
no.
to.
I like my intention was like to say something that is now like bad about Mr. Frosty. Like, let's take this isopropanol thing. So are you also
Do you love the smell of isopropanol?
yes, or are you like tired of smelling isopropanol?
Do you love smelling isopropanol?
Sometimes
You're
I
gonna get
do.
banned
This
from
is not fair.
LinkedIn.
But I
And
hope that
imagine
he
this
he's
thing.
not yeah.
Sometimes I do.
I hope he does not. Um, so we developed a new solution called, I forgot the name,
Cold cool cell. Yeah.
which does not require isopropanol to, yeah,
Yeah.
to freeze cells.
Yeah. And then pretty much what we're trying to do here is to see do you want to try?
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. So we're trying to we like on one way we want to chat, we want to engage the person, but we also want to lead this to somewhere. Do you want to try it?
Mhm.
Lucas would say, perhaps. What do you? Are you gonna send me one? Here you say, hey, I would love to get you on a call and see what you do and tell you how to use it, and assume he's gonna jump on a call with you.
Mhm.
So we want to lead to the outcome here. With Mr. Frosty, it's quite interesting because it's a small device, but you still don't want to send him a $500 device without getting on a call with him first.
Mhm.
Uh, but here, I guess the exercise here is breaking this thing into small back and forth chats and
Yeah.
getting and leading this to either a meeting or to figuring out that he doesn't want it. So we either gonna have a meeting or we're gonna disqualify them because if he's gonna say, "Hey, I don't freeze myself, I do something totally else," you say, "Thank for the chat," and that's it. Or if you say, "Hey, I want to show you cool cell," he says, "Well, we have lifetime supply of isopropanol," or "I work at the pharma company where isopropanol protocol has been written in the protocol. We cannot change it." You say, "Thank you for your time," and you move on. So that's the story here.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. So that's and the main thing I'm trying to say, let's just not write this big long chunks of text, but write back and forth. And what you're gonna notice also, different people have different styles. So if you contacting CEOs, they or like people higher up in management, they want to get to the point really fast. So they'll just like, "What do you want?" You're like, "This, interested," or "This, not interested." So they want you to get to the point really fast. If you some people are chatty and they just want to hear more before you pitch them. So, but for each target audience, there is its own script, and it's not about like one case, but it's about like contacting groups of people, doing it on a regular basis, and devising the best way to disqualify or to lead to a meeting.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much all I wanted to say here. I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes. I think we are under 30 minutes. Inga, what would be? Do you have any questions? And then I'll ask you for your takeaway. So, do you have any questions so far?
No, no questions.
Cool, cool, cool. Look, I would love to learn about what you do, but if we were ever to do it, we'll do it outside of this call. What I want to ask you to do right now is just one takeaway, and I want to ask you if you can write it as a comment here on LinkedIn post, so we have a more engaging LinkedIn post for other people to see. What would be your takeaway?
Mm, um, be more precise in what you want to sell, I would say. Like, don't write too long texts. Um, Nobody wants to read that. Nobody has the time.
Cool. Can you reply to this message on LinkedIn and put this in your words?
Yeah, but I will do that after the call.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Inga, thanks so much for joining because you actually made this possible. Without you, this call would be like really boring. But with you, it just became what like obviously if we had like 100 people here writing comments would be way more fascinating. But you made all that difference in the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you also for all this explanation. So it was quite interesting for me.
Awesome. Well, I'm waiting for your takeaway, yeah?
Yes. Okay. Bye,
Okay.
Andy.
Bye.